face it, every child has played with one of these. There isn't any of us that haven't wanted to go and drive one of these, play around with one, or own one just for the heck of it. John is no exception, as am I. And this summer, John got the chance to drive and actually be in the front seat and get a chance to run a Dozer. And what you doing? Pay attention! And he's never stopped talking about it. He's always been interested in dozers and tanks. But this year, unfortunately, he really got the bug. But fortunately for you guys. So, when I ended up with this free Craftsman, I had to take the opportunity. It is a hydro drive with foot pedal control. I know that the real reality is everybody wants to talk about doing it with 0 turns, but I'm not going to spend the extra $500 for a 0 turn that runs with no deck. This was free. It's what we're going to work with. So, let's talk about the way that a Dozer track type idea should be done versus how we're going to do it. So, you really honestly, depending on what you're dealing with, like a skid steer or something along those lines, you've got your tracks, and usually you've got a motor to each track in something like a skid steer. But when it comes to a Dozer, most of the time you have a rear differential, but it is a planetary differential, and it drives to either axle depending on hydraulics or braking or whatever the situation is. We don't have that perfect planetary axle here, but we do have an open differential in the hydro in this, which should allow us to do braking to either side and use foot controls to be able to go forward and reverse accordingly. Should work out in the end. So let me grab the camera. Let me show you what I've got planned here. I know that YouTube has shut off my comments due to protecting children. So if you are on YouTube, on the community tab, there will be a picture of this Dozer for you to comment on. If you are on Facebook, congratulations. At least that's the one thing Facebook hasn't decided to be crazy about. Let's get started. Alright, so the first clarification here is currently this entire unit is together in the condition of which I found it. The deck is great, the hydro in the back should still be functional, the brakes work, everything else is great, except for, if I come over here, this has the classic 21 horsepower Briggs & Stratton sound to it. Mainly, an utter total lack of compression. I don't know what it is about these 21 horsepower Briggs & Strattons, but they love to throw rods and do stupid stuff. So we're going to tear into that, see whether we can fix it in order to use it for this build in another video. My bet is it's probably done, but we're not worried about it because we have several other Kohlers and a couple of Briggs & Strattons we can throw in this. We've even got the original Mud Wizard engine that could go into this also. So, what we have back here is we have our brake, which is independent, and we have our hydro drive. So, we got forward for forward and reverse for reverse. which means that as far as braking steering goes, it should be easy. As long as we can brake one side or brake the other, we should be able to rotate it. So that's why we have this here. So these are ATV rear disc kits. There's that with the push rod here. And these, you can change the direction in them just by undoing that and rotating it. The same with that banjo fitting there. So if we take this and we bring it down here, and by the way, these tires, this rim and tire set is going to go away, but that's why we have all of these with utterly crummy, worthless, degraded tires. We're going to rip those tires off of there. We're going to use those 8-inch rims in order to create sprockets to be able to drive the tracks. And that is what we're going to try and make tracks out of. But I'm going to release something on that later once we get further along. So you'll have to go and stay and watch around other videos to find out what's in that box. But, so we've got multiple sets of rims. And the idea is that down here, we're going to take this sprocket and we're going to mount it on the outside of a rim with the caliper floating up here so that it shouldn't get caught or hit by too many things. So that'll give us our braking system that we need for either side. So I managed to pick up each one of these. There's 2 kits here, as you can see. And they're about $35 a piece. I'll post a link in the description in case you guys are interested. And the idea is going to be this. So the front is going to drop down a little bit. That's why we got this clamped on piece of channel here. Piece of flat bar. So we need to clear under this, but yet have enough room here so that this can come down without hitting the top of what we build for a track. So that front end's got to come down, and it's going to have a rim on the front there. And then it's going to come back, and we're going to have a rim down here, and then the actual sprocketing rim up here. So if you see, this is where our rim is here. So that's going to be up there. We're going to make that a sprocket. We're going to have the front, and then we're going to have it come back. We're going to have it end up here. Now, the real reality is we're probably going to end up needing some sort of idler right in here somewhere, because otherwise the track is going to have way too much pull on it, and we're going to break things and blow the transmission or something. So right in here, which would be right in this kind of ballpark, we're going to end up needing to put something there. And I haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that yet. So this is going to have to get torn entirely down to frame. Everything's going to get torn off in the first video, and we'll get it all torn down to frame first, and then we'll go from there. Deck's got to come off, all of it. And the next thing we'll do is we'll tear into this. We'll see if we can go and get this up and running, and then sort out an engine swap. Because I want to make sure the whole drivetrain is running and working before we decide to move on to building the tracks and everything. I have a spare transmission for this also, just in case some craziness happened that transmission seized, and that's why this thing blew itself up. I highly doubt it, though. Almost always it's the thrown connecting rod in this. But we'll do that as a video. Well, there we go. You guys have seen this thing in the background of videos all summer long. Now you know why it is I saved it. Tell me whether I'm crazy, whether I'm psycho, or whether this is one of the coolest ideas I've come up with so far. We're going to work on this on a budget. We're going to try to go and keep the entire build cost under the ballpark of around $500. Really, I'm trying to go and keep it as low as possible, but financially, I've already got probably $250 into this idea. And I haven't bought the material yet in order to finalize my track design, and that will be what ends up pushing me into the $500 game. So, here we go. That's what we're after, and I hope you guys are following.